Welcome
Period.
back. Welcome back. Welcome back. 51 fam. How
Where them
y'all
fans
is?
at?
Ow.
Where them
Ow.
fans at?
I had to pull out my Pride fan, y'all. Happy Pride. It is June, y'all. It
Yes.
is happy
It's
D
our month,
month.
y'all.
Happy Pride month. Um, we're excited. We're excited. It's the 59 Chronicles. You know what you tuned into. It's Jay. It's Dee Dee doing what we do, having conversations that spark conversation, giving the girls life, um,
Giving the girls
smashing
face.
edges, get,
Giving the girls eye.
serving smiles, giving hello, doing what we do. So we thank you for tuning into this episode. We're just gonna have a cute old key for the
Yes.
times.
It's
So
overdue.
here we are. Um, I totally had to bring this fan out. I have a couple fans, but this one I had to pull out. I was about to do it backwards again. Um, I'm still trying to do it backwards. So for Dee's birthday one year, we went to Miami Beach, and I know we have an episode where we talked about
Yes.
that. But this is somewhere we got to turn up and just have a good time. And I just call this my Pride fan because it's got the colors, and it's from the Drag Bunch Brunch Bar Palace.
It was
But I
such a
love
vibe.
every queen needs a palace is the saying on the fan and kind of like their motto. I'm trying to show y'all without, but I'm like I have to block my face to show y'all, so it is what it is. But yeah, I had to pull out the Pride fan. Girl, how you been? It's a new month. We made it through
Yes.
May. I feel like May was whooping ass,
May was
but
doing
we're
something,
here.
and she was raining on my parade, if nothing else.
Hello.
If nothing else,
Very much
okay?
giving April showers. Very much giving April showers.
What is going on? And you know what? I'm not mad because like it ain't got super. Let me knock on wood. Super hot here. You know how Atlanta be. It
Hmm.
ain't been like that. It feel like a Milwaukee summer to me. So I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Minus the rain. Milwaukee don't rain that much in May, but it's been nice. Nice
It's not. It's
breeze. I'm like, Atlanta don't usually have no breeze in June.
you know I'm taking deep breaths because what I know is that July is when Alabama really shows out. July and August, it's just scorching here.
Mhm.
And so I'm trying to enjoy where we are in like the climate right now because I agree, it's nice. I can go outside. Sometimes it's a little chilly at night. It's giving a little spring
Oh no,
still.
we won't be
A
giving
little
that. It still be
It'd be a little
hot, but
chilly
it be
some
on some
nights. I go outside, I'm
breezy.
like, oh, this is not. And normally it's just very humid and very hot all the time
Hmm.
here. So I'm appreciative of it not being as hot. But I also know we're just getting started. They said we're probably gonna break some records this year, and I'm not excited about that. But you know what I
No.
am excited about?
What?
I found me a great SPF brand, and I love them, and I wear them every day,
Period.
and that's
Protect
what
your
we
skin.
did. Protect your skin, and this is your
I need to do better about
monthly,
using
daily,
SPF
weekly tip.
because
Every day, y'all. Every day. Start today. Start tomorrow. If you don't have any SPF, go out and get some. I can make you some great recommendations on different brands. This is what I'm going to say, though. If you're under the age of 30, you can get away with SPF 30. That's fine. I would do 50, but you can get away with SPF 30, 35, 45. That's cool. If you're over the age of 30, stop playing. Stop playing with your skin, people. You should be using at least SPF 40 every day. SPF 50 is what I recommend. Anything over 50 can get really gimmicky, so it's not necessarily, you don't necessarily need to go above 50, but SPF 50 is what I wear every day. And just because it's in your foundation does not mean you're wearing enough. Because you have to think about how much I'm letting y'all people know. These people don't realize this. They think, oh, well, I have SPF 15 in my foundation, so I'm probably fine. Ma'am, you're 42 with 3 kids. You're going to be outside. You're not fine. And SPF 15 is not going to do anything
I
for
know
you.
one
You're going
thing.
to have
I
bags
rebuke
and
being
wrinkles.
42 with 3 kids. I rebuke it. Rebuke it.
And I'm just being real because this is the thing is people get out there and believe because oh I sprayed this mist on my face and it's SPF 20. I'm good for the next 6 hours. You're good for the next 6 minutes. You need to protect your skin now. And the reason I tell people this, especially in the work that I do, that is the best anti-aging thing you can do for your skin at any given
Yeah.
time. Is protect it from the sun. The sun is your biggest op when it comes to aging. Sunspots, wrinkles, fine lines, discoloration. All of those things come from unprotected skin in the sun on a regular basis, especially during the first times of the day. Hydrate yourself. Put on SPF every day, y'all. I mean, it doesn't have to be some
I
expensive
don't be
bougie
outside
kind
like that.
either. But do you
But
like?
I be in
Do you drive
nature.
when it's sunny? You be in nature.
Well, I work at
If you,
home, so I
I
spend a
know
lot of my
a
time.
lot of time is at home, so most of the time you're
Yeah.
actually fine. But
Yeah, but
they
I
like
also, when
when
I'm
you are
out, I be
outside,
in nature. So I
you
need to
got
start,
exactly. You need to have it on. The
I don't
trees are not
be,
enough. The
listen,
clouds are not enough. The UV rays are invisible, y'all. They don't need
when you been
the
in
sun to
bed
be
camp
visible to do their job.
and you just be out there, it's like I feel like I'm invincible, but I know I'm not
Oh, I wore
invincible.
sunscreen to band camp. I did band camp for 7 years. I wore
I didn't
sunscreen
wear
to
not
band
a
camp.
piece. I used to be your color
I've
after bed camp.
always
I didn't
been
wear a
black.
piece.
I used to be darker because we'd still be out there for 10 hours. But I would be black but not burnt because
Yeah.
I still put sunscreen on every day. And you're honestly, if you read the instructions on sunscreen, y'all, it would actually blow your mind how many of us don't use it right. Like because the amount that you're supposed to use per body part is crazy, and most people don't realize that. And then you're actually supposed to reapply it every 2 hours when you're
Yeah.
outside.
I'm not
And
gonna
then
lie, I'm
if
not
it's
doing that.
waterproof or water resistant, you're still supposed to reapply it, probably even sooner than that because that wears off. So it's really interesting. And I think we're going to see, like, our age group is actually surprisingly, all right, too many adverbs. Our age group has surprisingly fought a lot of skin cancer already
Hmm.
because of being younger and not having protected our skin. And I've seen a lot of people in my line of work who have had skin cancer by the time they're 40
Mm.
because they weren't protecting their skin. And yes, most cases of melanoma, if caught early enough, are not that bad. Most skin cancers, if caught early enough, can be cured. There were some of the few that can be cured. But skin cancer can also be some of the deadliest because your skin is your largest organ. And so if you have cancer of the skin and it shows in, there's so many different ways it can present, but if you have cancer of the skin and it spreads and metastasizes, it can literally go anywhere.
I wonder if you can absorb as much vitamin D with like I wonder how that affects that. Because one thing I did learn with like black women in particular, so with black women, well with black people I believe too, is we tend to be vitamin D deficient. And so when like
Hmm.
Brittany was reading up on fibroids and stuff like that, and they were saying one of the things is like if you increase your vitamin D, it helps with that. And so it's a, like an increase. So, because they were saying like black people, because of our skin color, we don't absorb as much. So I wonder like it's it's tricky out here. And I think too, a part of the problem, I don't think it's just the sun. I think a part of it is like our ozone.
Well,
And
definitely.
like
That's why the sun is burning us more than what's
yeah,
burning. That's
I
why it's
think
affecting
that's
us
playing a
differently.
big part in it because now don't get me wrong, you got to know yourself. Some people y'all go out in the sun and y'all get burnt. I just so happen to not be
Hmm.
one of those people. They got, she a little more melanated, she a little more chocolate. So she don't go out there and she just burn. She just tan. I tan very easily. But like I just wonder like does that because the sunscreen literally is black in UV. So I just wonder like are we as people becoming more vitamin D deficient because we need it more because of all of the things that it's like a circle of bullshit is what it
It's
is.
definitely a circle. I do know the reason that we have on SPF because as a kid, I don't remember ever seeing anything above SPF 30. I don't ever remember seeing anything above SPF 30, maybe a 30. I
Yeah,
never saw anything above that.
that's when like it got to
And
be
all
something
sunscreen
else.
was the same. But we do know, I mean, the evidence has been there that the ozone has depleted. And because of the ozone, that's why we must protect ourselves from skin cancer. That's why skin cancer has been on the rise, is because of the ozone depletion, which is because of air pollution and the use of toxic and forever chemicals and burning plastics and
Hmm.
all of the ridiculous
You know what I
behaviors that
also
big
think?
money have implemented. What's that?
I have a little bit of conspiracy theory. I think too,
Okay,
because I feel like not just skin cancer, but cancer in general has been
for
like
sure.
a much bigger thing just across the
Hmm.
board and across all like races and
Absolutely.
stuff. And I feel like it's like a combination of it's like the what we're putting in our body is amping up everything else. So it's like maybe it's like the ozone in the sun, but at the same time, what we're putting in our body is making it easier for those cancerous cells to grow and to,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? I think it's like
Absolutely.
a all of it. And I feel like the
Hmm.
people
It's
is
an
doing
element.
it on purpose because they get so much money out of it.
They do.
So
Plus,
they
what's
don't have
very
no sense of
expensive.
urgency to try to like do anything to help the people. You know, the
But
FDA don't care about us.
it's not even just cancer, it's disease in general.
Yeah.
Like I think that that is a good point, is that it is almost like, it's not almost like, there is an effort, an agenda against humankind to
Hmm.
keep us as unhealthy as possible. Which is why, like, another thing, I'm gonna tell you what I do, and this might be an unpopular opinion. I don't care. I don't care. I call me bougie, call me high class, call me uppity Negro. I don't care, because I'm about to say what I say and I'm about to mean it. Whenever I see a promotion for somebody's fast food restaurant marking one of their biggest burgers down to $1 a day, this day,
Oh,
y'all come in this day and get this burger for $1. You will not see me near the parking lot. I won't be in there. I probably won't get another one of those burgers again, because that is suspicious to me. There is no reason for y'all to be jealous with this not good for us food unless you're putting something in there. That
oh
just don't
yeah.
make sense to me. And there was a moment in time last year in 2024, there was a moment where it seemed like over the course of like 3 months, all of the fast food restaurants went buck wild. Like, dollar week, come in and get a 15 of these for $2. It's like everybody was going off for a few months, and I just stopped eating fast food because I said something in my spirit doesn't agree. I'll be over here eating these eggs from my aunt's house from the chickens that I know.
Come
I'll be eating that.
on.
I won't be eating a McWhopper.
Okay. Listen,
I won't be doing
I'm
none of
not gonna lie,
those.
you won't catch me eating a McNuffin. I
I'm
don't
like,
fool
I'm
with them
not
people. I
interested.
saw Super Size Me and read the book too early in life, so I don't
Hmm.
even fool with them people.
Yeah. I saw Super Size Me. It didn't do nothing to me. That's the sad part.
Mm-mm.
I felt bad for that man. I said, "Oh, this was foolish,"
I
but
can't eat nothing that ain't gonna
I was still
spoil.
eating Mickey D's. Yeah, I was still eating it. I sure was. But I also know that the season I'm in now, because even just now, on like what I'm on right now, y'all, I've been feeling really good for the most part physically. I've been
Hmm.
eating a lot of salads, and I've been doing a little bit more cooking, and I've been cooking different
Hmm.
things. Like even with, like, we had tacos the other night. Well, I did my own little take on the taco meat. I didn't want just how some people just have their ground beef, they brown it, they throw a taco packet in there, and it's tacos. No, 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 no,
Please
no, no, no.
start seasoning more than just the taco seasoning, y'all. Please
Hello.
stop doing that.
I loaded
Taco
it
seasoning
with
does
some
not have all the seasoning
sazon.
you need.
We had Sazon Tropical, the orange one. We had, I threw this 6, 7 pepper dry pepper blend from the garden. I threw that in
Hmm.
there. I had chilies that I threw in there. I had herbs
Yes.
in there. I threw some diced green chilies to give it some
Oh
texture.
yeah. That's what I be doing. I love throwing like the
Built those
green
flavors
chilies.
up.
I love putting
I
a
threw
little
some fire
banana
roasted
pepper juice in
tomatoes.
mine.
I
I
was gonna put
love.
banana pepper juice in there, but I did. I ended up with a can of fire roasted tomatoes,
Hmm.
um, and it just elevated the flavor, and it tasted fresher. It
Yeah.
tasted also, the beef that we had was like we bought in on a cow, which is gonna sound so crazy, but
No, that
there
don't sound
are
crazy. If you're
these
gonna do it, that's the way to do it.
slaughterhouses. There are these slaughterhouses where they will sell whole cows, half a cow, quarter of a cow, whatever. And we have a
Oh,
bunch of ground beef and different cuts of meat from the cow.
okay.
Um, yeah, but better him than me though. Um, hello.
We have these slaughterhouses of J's. You can have a leg of J. Would you like a little arm of
I'm just
J?
saying, I know it came from a cow and it's not a
Yeah.
soy glue version of cow. It's
Yeah.
not essence of cow with food glue. Like
Not essence of cow.
it's not, it's not
Ooh, meat tip.
cream of chicken.
I was watching this thing. They said if you to make sure you get the best kind, make sure it says air chilled. It's something about the way that they do the regular meat that the lady was breaking it down. I don't remember it verbatim because I don't really eat it like that. But she
Mm-hmm.
was saying like make sure it says air chilled because there's this whole other child mess going on. The whole thing is a mess. But you're in
The whole, I mean, like,
Alabama. So I feel like y'all have like people have ranches and what I'm saying, stuff like that. So y'all could probably get
it's
grass fed
prevalent in
like
Georgia too.
better.
Like you would, because honestly, you probably wouldn't have to travel too far either to find it from where you are. You would be surprised. The South, to me in particular, is better about this kind of thing. I'm not gonna say just north, but the further north you go, I feel like you can get really fortunate in certain areas in access to farmers markets
Yeah.
where maybe larger farms bring stuff to market or even smaller gardens bring stuff to market. But I think that's more Midwestern than Northern.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a Midwest girl.
but in the South, it's like, it's really, we know stuff. We know people,
Yeah.
and people will over, like, for example, my mom and I, we have probably planted, and now we're starting to realize we have about 25, 30 tomato plants. That was not intentional. We did not want 30. And I'm talking about 30 individual plants that are all blooming tomatoes.
Yeah.
So we didn't mean to plant a separate tomato garden with 7 varieties of tomato. That was unintentional. It's just like she had planted some seeds. I had bought some, they were seeds I had bought. I bought 2 plants. Next thing I knew, we had 47 tomato plants. Um, but what we're going to do is we're going to give some of them away.
hmm
Like, and so we have people who have brought us collards or like, hey, I grew all these potatoes.
And that's
Here's
how
some
it's
potatoes for you. I
supposed
have
to
too many
be.
potatoes.
Like that's how it
It,
was intended to be. And
and I
we
think we
just
all need to get back to the earth of it all, like
hmm
back to the community building of it all. Like if I know my cousin's down the street and she's got the peppers and the onions and I'm growing the tomatoes and the potatoes, and then my cousin over there has the herbs and the strawberries, and then they've got a peach tree in their yard and they've got a pear tree, and like we can look out for each other, and if we're learning how to take care of the plants that we're growing, we kind
hmm
of become subject matter experts, and we're able to teach and
yeah.
pass that along and help everybody get better at producing things organically and
And the
naturally.
government is fighting back against that because they making it
Like,
illegal to
so
plant certain stuff without their permission, or like you can't get certain type of seeds and plant them
y'all better get
here.
into
Like,
it. They've been blocking us growing certain things for a while, and it's
yes.
just becoming more public too. And I mean, outside of just like,
So
weed,
if y'all
but
do it,
like,
keep it on the low.
but and that's another thing is they've been spraying the gardens. They've been,
hmm
you just have to look out for your stuff. Like
Yes.
you have to know how to protect your stuff. And I think it's been perfect time. Like I'm just glad we started doing more like gardening and stuff when
hmm
COVID originally hit because we were already at home. We were stuck at home anyway. So why not plant a
Yeah.
garden? We've
And
learned
I
so
love
much over
like
the
so
past
many
several
people are
years about
living
that.
off the land now and learning how to live off the land.
Hmm.
And it's like it's crazy because you could tell it's intentional the way everything has been so industrialized and like it's hard to even get the land these days. It's like you blessed to have the land, okay? Because the way they'll go
Hmm.
and buy up some land and build something on it so fast, it's like can we have
So
a
fast.
little piece of plain, please?
I hate seeing cut down trees,
Oh,
especially ones that are huge. And it's like I know in some areas it's we maybe they're building houses. I get it, but I also don't. Like I hate, like, haven't we built enough? Like,
right.
and then being somebody who wants to build a home one day, but it's like I don't know. I was driving earlier today and I saw huge trees cut down, and I was just like, man,
But
that
now
tree
they're
might have
building
more to be
stuff like
living
we
in.
talked about the damn data centers and stuff. Now that's what they're using the land for. The billionaires is buying up the land from the people to put more shit on it that's fucking it up, is what's happening.
It also makes you think and go back to Hawaii when the huge fire was going
hmm
on, and how because the land was evacuated the way that it was, suddenly now the billionaires are buying up the land where the people can't go back. And that's what it makes you think of. Like of course, they're always up to
They are
some ish
always trying
in
to
that
figure out
business,
how to keep us in the matrix.
how to keep us stuck. And I refuse to be stuck
Listen, I am in the world and not of it. I am
and
not
not
even,
of it.
I'm not
I
even
read
from
that
here.
today. I read that
I'm not
today.
even
To be in the
from
world but
here.
not of it. Hello.
That is my favorite thing to say to people when they get to talk. I'm not even from here. So
Alien superstar. Oh, I forgot you haven't listened to the album. I love that song. That song speaks to my soul every
I am
time
a
I hear
star
it.
seed at its finest. I'm
Mm,
not
mm,
from
mm.
here.
Child. Um, I'm not gonna talk about it long, but I am gonna say this since we had our tin hats on earlier. I just want to remind people to keep their eyes open. Um, I noticed there were a lot of pardons happening lately,
Hmm.
and anytime we just start pardoning crazily again, there's usually something going on in the background. So I just opened my eyes and I was just watching some of the things. And y'all just need to keep y'all's eyes open because they're moving puzzle pieces. They're putting things in places and getting things in a certain kind of way. And for us to get a final warning from China, China was like, y'all need to stop inciting violence.
Did they lie? Did they lie?
And I was like, and I saw that headline while I was at church, and I was just thinking, I just started to pray. I was like, man, the best place to be to get that kind of headline. Like, Lord, I can't do it. It
I
wasn't
did.
me.
I'm not from here.
It
Just
was
keep.
not me.
I didn't do it. I did
Keep
not
that
do it. That's
foolishness
a
at
part of
bay.
why I didn't like. I just I commend people who are willing to put the life on the line for this country because I guess somebody got to do it. But
Somebody, yeah,
it's not my ministry.
it's not my
Not
ministry
my
either.
ministry.
I wasn't called for that.
Mm-mm, that
I
is
wasn't
not
called for
what
that.
I was for here to
Um,
do.
I was not put here for that. Thank you for your service, but that's not what I
Exactly.
was put here to do. I was
Mm-mm,
put here to thank you for your service,
period.
um, and among other things. Um,
And watch out for
not
what they
to,
sign into,
sir.
y'all, because a lot of what they're signing and putting into place is contradicting itself. Like I saw
Hmm.
they were talking about, oh, they want to start defunding this because they want more people to go to vocational and trade schools. But yet then y'all are over here messing with Job Corps. So how you telling people that you want them to go to trade and vocational school, but you mess with Job Corps? I'm confused. How you mad at Harvard? Because apparently only gay people go to
So
Harvard. I
mad,
guess
so mad at Harvard. Only gay people and anti-Semites
only the
apparently.
LGBT goes to Harvard. That's the only people that attend that school, and they don't need no money because of it. It's like
Happy
almost
Pride.
it's so crazy. Like
Hmm. It's
sometimes
almost
here I feel
comical
like
if
I'm
it
in the
wasn't real.
twilight zone. I be
Yeah,
like, this
absolutely.
cannot be real life. This cannot.
Real life.
I really be feeling like Buddy in the Matrix. Like this cannot be real.
This
Somebody got me hooked up, and this is a game because this cannot be it.
this can't be it. And it's I
Uh,
don't know. I really try not to think about dude. Like I really try and stay in my positive, peaceful mental space.
hmm
But I do try to also be aware of what's going on. Like I
Because a
don't want
lot
to
of
be
it
caught
affects us as
sleeping.
Black queer people. It's gonna
Exactly.
affect
So
us.
it's like need to keep my eyes open on that. Um, I'm gonna do a pivot because
Yes.
I think this is also the best time to do it because I'm uh, 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 just uh. So this Pride Month, I don't normally celebrate Pride, and I don't think I might have said that on the pod before, but it's not. I've never really gotten into it like that. And this is going to be a different Pride for me because I do want to celebrate Pride a little bit differently this year. I think partially I haven't understood myself as well as I do now.
hmm
And I'm in a space of just being more aware of who I am, what I want out
hmm
of life, what things work and what things don't work. And so I recently have discovered that I identify as Demi, which has made a lot of headache in the past and a lot of a long journey with a couple different people that
hmm
didn't need to be as long as complicated as what. It's making things make more sense.
The breakdown Demi for the
Things.
people that don't know.
So for the people that don't know, well, I'm going to start with the first breakdown, which is there is a spectrum of sexuality.
Yeah.
So we know about the difference, orientations. People have heard of them, but I think the one category that can run alongside and parallel to sexual orientations is asexuality, which is
Hmm.
the spectrum of sexual attraction, which is just a little bit different. And I
Yeah.
know it sounds complicated, but follow me, guys. It's going to be so much less
Follow the
complicated
yellow
in
brick
just a
road.
few minutes. And I know for a lot of people, ACE is something that they're just not familiar with. They think of it as one thing and one thing only. And I'm going to
Hmm.
explain to you that it is a spectrum, team. Listen to me, fam. It's a spectrum. So on one side of the spectrum is sexual, the typical um, sexual like, and I think it would be sexual typical kind of person.
Hmm.
They have some kind of person that they're attracted to. They get hot, they sweat a little bit when they get around that type. They want to do the
Especially
do.
nowadays, Shonda, people are sexual. Sexual typical.
Hypersexual, very.
Okay.
So that is one end of the spectrum. The whole opposite end of the spectrum would be asexual. These
Hmm.
people don't, they're not sexually attracted to anyone. Like sexually attracted. They might be physically attracted to someone, they might be romantically attracted to someone, but not in the sense that they think about sex. They don't think about it.
Yeah.
There's so many different places where people can fall within this spectrum. I mean, like, there's so many. So I'll encourage everyone to do research. I know it can be a little overwhelming because there are a lot of different identifiers and subtle nuances that take it from one to another. But I'm going to break down the two that are most relevant to me to give you guys an idea of what some of these different, like, I want to say classification, but I feel like that's the wrong word. Whatever. So we're going to start with when you don't have a word, you hit them with a whatever and LOL and you keep
Exactly.
going.
Y'all know what he's talking
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
about. Categories
So
is not the
the
word.
two that I most relate to are demisexual and sapiosexual.
Hmm.
And demisexuality refers to not having an attraction to want to do the do with a person unless you have an emotional connection with them.
Hmm.
You have to have built a somewhat mature emotional connection. And when I say mature, I'm talking about like it's had some time to develop, not
Yeah.
like, oh, I met you first time, you seem kind of fun, let's do it. It's more
Yeah, I've
like
never
over time,
seen
you
it so
really getting to
far.
know and trust a person, really building an emotional bond with someone,
Hmm.
then kind of seeing them through a different light because of the bond.
Hmm.
Sapiosexuality is not being able to perform or connect with someone in a way that you enjoy it unless you're intellectually stimulated by the person. You have to
Hmm.
be intellectually attracted to the person,
Yeah,
which
that's
means they
me.
have to give a certain level of matching energy. Maybe it's you. Some people are more attracted to people who are not very intelligent, and some
Mm-mm.
people are more attracted to people who they can kind of have those that little mental sparring with, that mental stimulation. You teach me things, I teach you things. Iron sharpens iron. So again, with that, there's also kind of different ways sapiosexuality can go, but in most cases, it's being sexually attracted to someone that you meet each other on the same space,
Yeah, and they
intellectual
mentally stimulate
space,
you.
and they mentally stimulate you. But it's like it's a requirement that they mentally stimulate you for you to
Hmm.
even think about that as a possibility with them. It's taken. I mean, like I've gone through some really crazy relationship moments, and one thing I've realized about myself, partially because of past trauma, and partially because of maybe just how I'm wired. That could be a piece of it. And is I can find someone attractive and not think about what sex with them would be like. It doesn't cross my mind.
Hmm.
And when I was active with people in the past, not all the time, but many times, I was very much like, when is this going to be over with?
Hmm.
This feels like just action and awkwardness and
Hmm.
limbs and sweat. I want to
And see,
watch
I feel
TV.
like if people were honest, a lot of people probably feel that way. And
I
I know
think more
women talk
people are.
about it a lot, and you
Hmm.
don't really hear men
You hear
talk
more
about it
women
a
talk
lot.
about it, yeah.
But I think a lot of people, and I think too, it's because like, so for me, I'm like, I think I'm not like really, I'm not really big on labeling myself. I've always been kind of the person of like, who I am is who I am, but I think putting
Hmm.
names to things helps you understand yourself better. And I think
Yes,
a lot of
that's what I
people
think.
don't
Completely.
know the spectrum of that to be able to understand themselves better. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like when people
Hmm.
used to say I was a sapiosexual, I used to be like, you don't even know me. Like, what are you talking about?
Get out of my
But it's
business.
like I'm the type of person I could see somebody and know that they look nice and not be attracted to. Like I'm not attracted to most people just seeing them. It's like, oh, you look
Hmm.
nice, go on about my day. Oh, you
Hmm.
fine, go on about my day. Like it doesn't move me. I have
Right.
to literally like vibe with you and be like drawn to you. Because I think I don't like people. I don't know what that is.
Same.
I don't know what that label is. But I
Hmm.
just, in a general sense, I don't like
It's
people.
just
I'm
introversion.
typically not attracted to most people on this planet. They just don't move me.
It just don't do it
And
for
it's
me.
just certain people where it's usually now there was a point in my life where I was drawn to people that I could save. I had like a
Hero
fixer
complex.
type of thing about me, where it's like I just want to save everybody, and it's like,
Hmm.
remember, you're not Jesus.
You was out there looking for projects.
Exactly. And I
A
think it was
DIY.
that for a second, and but it was like a part of me knew that like I don't really want to like be. I know that I can't be with you long term, but I want to love you because you need it, type of thing.
Mm.
And that's what that situation was with. You know what I'm saying? It's like I
Hmm.
want to love you because I know that you haven't gotten it. And I don't know what that is about me. I need to sit on somebody's couch or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I think once I like got out of that space to where it's more of it's about me and not the other person or trying to save somebody or trying to be something for somebody else, I think I've realized like, dang, look at people. Like when I go out in the
Same.
world, I ain't never seen somebody met them and wanted to even go on a date. Like I don't even date. Like you can't even ask me out.
Same.
You got to know me to ask me out because I'm not going to with you. Like I'm sorry, no. Like when dudes would like
Stranger danger.
like when I worked at the mall and it's like dudes would ask, it's like, what do you want my number for? You don't even know me. But I felt weird because I'm like, am I the only person that feels this way? Like y'all just be going up to people y'all don't know and y'all just want their
You do.
number and just
People really do.
and it's
People
like, is
really
something
do.
wrong with me? I don't know where I really fall on the spectrum or what I would be. I think I probably tick different boxes because it's like when I am attracted to you, like physical touch is my love language and I'm a very passionate person. So I seem very sexual, but it's really just, it's you. It's not that I'm sexual. I just really want to be sexual with you.
Yes. And
And
that's,
y'all, we
I think
grown, so we can
that's
talk
what
like
I've
this.
realized. That's what I've also realized about myself, though. Is like I went through and I thought about every person that I'd been with,
Hmm.
and there were times when it was because of the person that I was really just, this is because of the person.
Yes, like it's
Really
like it's
in it.
you. I
There's,
just want to be in
it's
your
because I want to be
skin.
with you. There it is. And so I think that was like the signifier for me because anyone who's known me really like personally know my business.
Hmm.
I've always identified as queer when I came out. I've just always identified as queer. I didn't really like any other label because I
Hmm.
didn't feel like I really ticked any of the boxes specifically for the label. I just knew I wasn't straight. I just
Yeah,
knew that part I knew.
same.
And now that I'm here, and it's like I don't necessarily need the label of it, but it's the
Yeah.
acknowledging, like you said, acknowledging and having an understanding of where I fall on it has helped
Hmm.
me move a little bit differently because it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
It just helps you
all these
understand
things I've been
yourself
doing.
better.
People are like, who you dressed cute for today? And I'm usually like, me.
Me.
What do you mean? I wanted to be dressed
I'm
cute.
obsessed with me.
I wanted to put a little blush on. It's my business.
Yes.
And I'm realizing like, yeah, I don't really do it for an audience. I am a natural performer, but I don't really do it for an audience. I do it for me. But
Yeah.
I also haven't really been attracted to someone in a minute. And so I'm like, wow, like I can find people again, nice to look at. But in most cases, I don't really be wanting to talk to them,
Yeah. And it's such a
and don't
struggle
really
for
be wanting them
me
to talk to
being
me.
like a Cancer because I just want to love and I just love,
Hmm.
love. But then it's like, I don't want none of these things.
There it is.
And it's like I want the companionship, the intimacy of it, that feeling of it, that closeness of it. But I don't be wanting the people.
What's the
And I
thing
haven't
somebody said?
really
It might
felt
have been
like,
yours.
or it's like when I like somebody, you know how like you like somebody that's not really good for you.
Hmm.
So it's like I'm attracted to you, but I'm also self-aware enough to know that like you're not good for me. You wouldn't
Hello.
be what I
Ooh,
deserve.
that self-awareness is a
And
good
so it's
hello.
like it just puts me in a like maybe it's like on the one hand I'm kind of coming to terms with like it might not be for me, but then it's like why put so much love in me? That's what be frustrating me. Why would you put so
But you
much
know,
love
maybe
in
that's our
me and drop me
challenge.
here?
Because we had this conversation. I think we even brought it up last episode, but we had a conversation where like we're in this like lovey-dovey season where
Yeah.
you're feeling extra lover girl, I'm feeling extra lover boy, but we're also still giving that little bit of
Standing on
spice, that little
business.
prickliness, standing on business, saying what needs to be said.
Yes.
Um, I think maybe this is the season of the challenge to get out there and to share some of the love, and not necessarily in some loose, floozy kind of way, but in
Right.
the sense of opening our mind to do things a little bit differently, to get
Yeah.
something that we haven't had before.
Yeah. That's true. That's
I
true.
think it's a challenge. I think we should try that all of June. That's our
Yes.
challenge with each other. Is just
Isn't
do
Aries
a
a
little.
cardinal sign?
Yes.
So Saturn is gonna affect, yeah. So what I was reading,
This,
because it's gonna
yeah,
affect you
this
too.
Saturn has definitely been. It
And
has
that was one of the
been.
things that it said about where Saturn is now. Is like a part of that is like that transformative energy. And really, you got to take control though. Like you have to go out and do the work. It's not gonna be some big miracle. Like it's
Hmm.
about really doing the work for what you say
Hmm.
you want.
What you say you want. And
Yeah.
you know, it's funny that you tell me that now because our conversation off screen, I've
Hmm.
been working, friend,
Yeah, you've been doing the work. That's what I was
and
gonna
I've been
say that to
wanting
you
this shift
then.
and this mental. No, I've been wanting my reality to reflect where my mentality has arrived. And now
Same.
I just know it's kind of like that daily delulu that I have to step
Yeah.
into. That what people call, you call it crazy faith, or you call it that daily delulu. I gotta put those shoes on.
Yes.
Those are the shoes I'm wearing to work moving forward,
Yes.
and wearing to the grocery store and wearing to bed.
Yes.
And so I've been exercising this new type, not new type, but this new wave of faith within me, and it's
Hmm.
been fun. I've been riding it like, yeah, I've been having ups and downs still, and life hasn't stopped lifing, but we were saying this before, the feeling and the way that I'm riding the wave, I am the most at peace in the midst of craziness and chaos
Yeah.
than I've ever been.
Yes. Same.
It's like
Same.
recognizing, like seeing everything falling down and just being like, wow, did I spray did I spray that Febreze air with the crisp breeze? Because it smells nice in here. I mean, I see the fire, but it smells. Do y'all
Literally.
smell that? Do you smell that? I mean, like, I don't know. I've just been in. Do y'all see those roses over there? Like, those are so nice. And they're like, Jay, the building fell. Okay, okay. I mean, I can't lift it. What you want me to do, sugar? And so, no, I don't know. It's even in the midst of some craziness going on, I still have this hope that I just can't let go of. And I'm here for it. And we're gonna do a lever challenge this month. A lever girl, lever boy challenge. Me and D,
Yes.
we're gonna figure out how we're gonna get
Yes, we
ourselves out
are.
there. Dip our toe
Because
in the pond a little bit.
I feel like we always be like here with
We'd be
it.
right here on the same journey.
Yes, we do. That's why they put us
Parallel
together.
journeys. That's what it is. They said, listen, you're gonna need a helpmate. You're gonna need somebody to walk with you.
And
But they're
listen,
gonna be
if the
walking with you
Handmaid's
now.
Tale hit the fan, just so y'all know, me and Jay will be in a lavender marriage if shit hits the fan. I don't know what he thought, and I don't know what y'all thought, but I've already claimed one. So don't nobody come.
Boom. That's what she said. What she said. She
Don't
said
nobody
what
try
she said.
it.
Period. Well, y'all, we love y'all so much. We thank y'all for tuning in and just keying with
Yeah.
us. This has been a fun little chat. Um, Before we get out of here, D, have you seen the new Captain America yet?
Oh, yes, I did.
Girl, we got to talk about that. So,
Yes,
y'all,
we
we will be talking about
can.
that. Because if y'all don't know, Thunderbolts is out now, and Fantastic Four is coming out in a month.
And also, if y'all
In
don't
a month.
know, I don't like Anthony Mackie for no
So, until next
reason.
time,
For no
for no
until
reason other than his face. So, we. Until next time, we love you guys. We thank you for your support, and we will see you again in another episode of the 50 Chronicles. Peace. Boom.